My beloved child, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt that your life was spared when it should not have been? Have you looked back at certain moments and wondered why you are still here, breathing, when others around you were taken? Do you sense that there is still something unfinished inside of you, some purpose that refuses to let go, even in the later years of your life? Have you noticed the way your heart beats differently when you hear certain words? That quickening, that trembling. Do you think it is coincidence, or do you know deep within that it is my spirit stirring you awake? What if I told you that you are not here by accident? That the reason you are holding these words now is because heaven itself forced them into your hands? What if I told you that battles were fought for you that you never saw, storms were calmed before they ever reached your door, and shadows carrying your name were destroyed by angels who refused to let you fall? Do you realize that even now, 7 of my strongest warriors are lying wounded because they chose to protect you? Can you imagine Michael, the great archangel on his knees, whispering your name, waiting for you to choose? I ask you again, why do you think you are here at this moment with this message before your eyes? Do you not see that eternity has bent itself around you to bring you here now, to this divine interruption? Stay with me, child. Do not rush away. For what you are about to hear could shift your destiny forever. My beloved child, you live your days seeing the visible world around you, houses, streets, people, and the rhythm of ordinary life. But do you know what I see? I see the battles that rage in the unseen. I see the blows that are struck in silence, the shadows that creep near your doorstep, and the angels who rise to shield you when you are unaware. The truth is this: you would not be alive today had Michael and his brothers not stood in the gap for you. There are things you never saw, things I shielded your eyes from because they would have been too heavy for your heart to bear. Yet heaven saw and heaven wept. Do you know what it means that Michael is on his knees? This is not the archangel of strength and victory bowing in defeat. No, he kneels because of the weight of his intercession for you. He kneels because he has taken wounds in battles that should have pierced you. He kneels because the darkness that came for your destiny was fierce, relentless, unwilling to let you rise. Think of it this way, child. All the moments you thought were chance, the accident that nearly claimed your life but didn't, the sickness that struck your body but somehow released you, the nights you cried out in despair yet still woke up to see another dawn. Those were not chance. Those were the moments when Michael and his brothers pressed through storms to guard you. They carried blows on their wings that had your name written upon them. And yet, you did not see their tears. You did not hear their cries. The world does not stop when an archangel bleeds. The earth keeps turning. The clocks keep ticking. But heaven feels the tremor. All of heaven knows when Michael bends low. Even now he is crying out, not for himself but for you. He is calling your name before my throne, saying, Father, do not let them miss it. Do not let them walk away blind. They do not yet see how much was risked for them. You must understand, my child. Angels do not fight for themselves. They fight for you because you are my treasure. They endure wounds not because they need victory, but because your destiny requires it. They throw themselves before curses and shadows because I commanded them to keep you alive until this very moment. And now the weight of that battle rests on your shoulders. For every wound they carry, there is a choice you must make. Every flicker of their light is bound to your obedience. Do you realize what this means? You, even in your later years, hold more influence in the eternal realm than you ever imagined. The prayers you whisper, the faith you choose, the surrender you offer. These things do not echo into emptiness. They ignite heaven itself. They give strength to the weary angels who have poured themselves out for you. Michael cries because he sees what you cannot yet see. He knows that a small act of faith, a simple decision to lean into my voice, could unleash rivers of power that would not only restore his strength, but also flood your life with blessings. He knows that if you stay, if you listen, if you trust me in this moment, everything can change. I ask you, child, can you hear the cry of heaven? Can you feel the urgency pressing against your chest? This is not a story for another person. This is not an abstract tale. This is your life, your battle, your calling. When you look back on your years, you see both victories and regrets. You remember the times you walked closely with me and the times you drifted away. You remember prayers that were answered and prayers that seemed to linger without reply. Yet what you may not realize is that through it all, the angels stood guard. Through it all, Michael carried your name in his hand like a flame that could not be extinguished. And now, child, the question comes to you. Will you honor their cry? Will you see the price of their wounds and decide that their sacrifice will not be in vain? Will you step into the calling I placed upon you before the foundations of the earth? This is the hour. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Now. For every second you linger, the flicker of their light grows weaker. But every moment you believe, their wings rise again. So hear me clearly, my beloved. Michael's cry is not one of despair, but of invitation. He cries because he knows you were created for more. He cries because he sees the chains that are ready to break if only you will rise. He cries because he has carried your destiny in his arms, and now he longs to place it back into your hands. The archangels are not defeated. They are waiting. Waiting for you to see. Waiting for you to say yes. Waiting for you to honor the unseen war that has always been about you. And when you do, when you choose, when you lift your heart to me, I will not delay. The wounded will be restored. The weak will be made strong. Michael will rise, not in sorrow, but in victory. And you, my child, will rise with him. My beloved child, listen carefully. The enemy was never after Michael. He was never after the 7 archangels. They were only obstacles in his way. The real target has always been you. You may wonder, why me, Lord? I am just one person. I am older now. My strength is not what it used to be. My years are already behind me. Why would darkness waste its energy on me? I will tell you why. Because within you is a treasure far more valuable than you can imagine. I placed in you a seed of destiny that no one else carries. I wrote your name upon my heart before the foundations of the world. And I gave you a purpose that still breathes even now. Do you not see? Age does not cancel calling. Weakness does not erase anointing. The years may wrinkle your body, but they cannot wrinkle what I have placed in your spirit. The enemy has always known this. He saw the gold I hid in you. He saw the words of life you could speak, words that would break chains off your family and touch generations to come. He saw the prayers that could rise from your lips, shaking the heavens with power. He saw the testimony you carry, the wisdom earned through pain, the faith forged in fire. He saw that even now, if you choose to stand, you could shift nations without ever leaving your chair. And that is what he fears most. He fears the power of one surrendered soul. He fears the sound of your voice when you pray with faith. He fears the ripple effect that will spread when you decide that your life still matters to me, that your purpose is not finished, that you are willing to rise even in the evening of your years. So he struck. He tried to convince you that your mistakes defined you. He whispered that your prayers no longer mattered. He clouded your mind with regret, hoping you would believe that it is too late to walk fully in what I have called you to. He attacked your body, hoping the weakness of flesh would silence the strength of your spirit. He stirred storms around you, hoping discouragement would drown your hope. But he underestimated the strength of my hand on your life. He underestimated the fire that cannot be quenched, the destiny that cannot be erased. That is why Michael and the archangels fought so fiercely. They were not protecting themselves. They were guarding the treasure of your calling. Child, I need you to understand this truth. The battle was never about survival. It was about destiny. It was about what you carry inside of you. It was about the miracles waiting to erupt when you finally say yes. Even now, the enemy trembles at the thought of you rising. He knows that if you step into obedience, entire chains will break. He knows that when you open your mouth to declare my word, your children and grandchildren will be impacted. He knows that your prayers will ripple beyond your lifetime, touching souls you may never meet on this earth. Do you not remember? Abraham was an old man when I called him to father nations. Moses was an old man when I sent him to deliver my people. Anna was an old woman when she prophesied over my son. Do not think your years disqualify you. They prepare you. You have walked roads that give you authority. You have endured storms that give you a voice. You carry scars that shine brighter than crowns, for they speak of endurance, of survival, of faith tested and found true. That is why you were targeted. That is why darkness struck at you again and again. But hear me now. What the enemy feared most is about to rise. What he tried to bury will burst forth. What he tried to silence will roar with holy fire. My child, you may feel weary. You may feel that your time is short. But eternity does not measure time as man does. In one act of surrender, in one prayer of faith, in one whispered yes, you can release more power than you released in decades before. That is the gift of destiny. That is the weight of being chosen. Michael cries because he sees the danger of hesitation. He knows that if you delay, the light weakens. But he also knows the glory of obedience. He knows that when you choose to rise even now, heaven itself will stand at attention. So I ask you, will you believe that your destiny still breathes? Will you believe that the enemy's fiercest strikes against your life were proof of the value you carry? Will you believe that what I wrote over you has not faded with age, but has only ripened, waiting for this very hour? The enemy has always been after your destiny because he fears it, but I have always fought for your destiny because I love you, and now the choice rests in your hands. Rise, my beloved. Do not let the lies of darkness steal what I have written over you. Step into your calling, for the battle has always been about this, your destiny, your purpose, your eternal influence. My beloved child, time is a gift I have placed in your hands, yet so often you treat it as if it will never run out. You think there will always be another day, another hour, another chance to choose. But hear me now. Every moment matters, and sometimes heaven opens a window so brief, so fragile, that if you turn away, you may never see it again. This moment before you is such a window. I call it your 15 seconds. 15 seconds to decide if you will keep walking blind, or if you will open the door I have been knocking upon for years. 15 seconds to choose whether you will let destiny slip through your fingers, or whether you will seize it with both hands and never let go. You think 15 seconds is small. What can a person do in such a short span of time? But child, everything can change in less than a breath. The thief on the cross had but a single heartbeat to call on my name, and paradise opened for him. A woman reached out in a single moment to touch the hem of my son's garment, and her lifetime of sickness vanished. A word spoken, a prayer whispered, a surrender released. It does not take hours. It takes a moment. It takes a choice. That is why the urgency presses so heavily upon you. Michael kneels, the archangels flicker, and heaven leans close, watching what you will do. Every second you delay, their strength grows weaker. Every heartbeat that passes is a step closer to their light dimming. Do not tell yourself you will decide tomorrow. Do not believe the lie that later will be easier. Later rarely comes. Tomorrow is not promised. This is your interruption. This is your hour. You have lived many years, my child. You have seen decades rise and fall, presidents come and go, seasons change around you. And yet, how many of those years slipped by while your spirit longed for more? How many moments were spent in regret, in hesitation, in fear, when you could have walked boldly in my presence? I do not say this to shame you. I say it so you will not repeat it. I say it because today, right now, I am giving you a chance to choose differently. The enemy wants you distracted. He whispers, "This is just emotion. This is just words. You can always decide later." He knows if he can rob you of 15 seconds, he can rob you of an eternity's worth of fruit. But I whisper louder. Now, child, now is the time. Do not delay. Do not turn away. Do you feel it? That trembling in your chest? That stirring in your soul? That is not coincidence. That is me calling your name. That is heaven pressing against the walls of your heart. That is the Spirit moving like fire through your veins. This interruption is not an accident. I forced this message into your hands because your time is short. I orchestrated every detail to bring you here, to this precise moment. I bent eternity around your life so you could not miss this window. Think of it this way. If you walk away now, the light you are meant to carry may never shine. The blessings I long to release may never flow. The angels who bled for you may not rise again with the fire they need. But if you stay, if you open your heart, if you surrender in this divine interruption, then everything shifts. The wounded will rise, the flickering will blaze, and you, my beloved, will be flooded with blessings that will leave you in awe. Your life will become a testimony not only of survival, but of holy victory. Your prayers will carry a weight they never had before. Your family will feel the ripple of your obedience. Your final years will not be years of fading, but of fire. Fire that burns brighter than your youth. Fire that sets free those you love. Do you see, child? This is why Michael is on his knees. He knows you cannot afford to waste even a second. He knows this interruption is heaven's mercy. He knows that if you choose now, if you choose me in this very heartbeat, the impossible will bow, the storms will break, and miracles will erupt like rivers. So I ask you plainly, will you linger or will you decide? Will you let hesitation steal your 15 seconds, or will you seize them as the doorway to everything I have written for you? Do not waste another breath. Your moment is here. Your window is open. Step through and watch heaven move. My beloved child, you have heard the cry of Michael. You have seen the truth of the battle, that the enemy was after your destiny all along. You have stood before the 15-second window, that sacred interruption when heaven bent low and time itself pressed you for a choice. And now, I call you to rise. Yes, rise. Even if your body feels weak, rise in your spirit. Even if your years feel heavy, rise in your faith. Even if your past feels filled with regret, rise in your surrender. For I am not finished with you, and my glory is about to pour upon your life in ways you have never seen before. Do you know what happens when you rise? The wounded rise with you. The flickering wings of the archangels burst again into flame. The strength they lost in battle is restored sevenfold. Their light not only recovers but becomes brighter, fiercer, stronger. And that fire, child, does not remain in heaven alone. It pours directly into you. Imagine it, the strength of heaven rushing through your weary bones, the fire of angels igniting your prayers, the boldness of Michael himself echoing in your voice as you speak my word. This is the inheritance of my chosen ones. Not weakness, not fading, but fire. You may look at your life and think, I am too old, too tired, too late. But I tell you the truth. You are standing at the threshold of your most powerful season. Your age does not disqualify you. It magnifies the miracle I am about to release. For when the world sees fire in the life of one they thought was fading, they will know it is me. When they see miracles bursting forth in your later years, they will not question my hand upon you. Do not think small, child. I did not protect you all these years just so you could survive quietly. I preserved you because nations can shift when you rise, chains can break when you pray, generations can be changed when you speak. You have carried wisdom, scars, and faith that the world desperately needs. When you rise, the ripple will not end with you. It will flow into your children, your grandchildren, and even into strangers whose lives you may never know. This is why the enemy fought so hard. This is why Michael bled. And this is why I am calling you to rise, because the time has come for the fire of heaven to be released through you. Do not imagine that rising means perfection. I am not asking you to erase your past or to carry strength you do not have. Rising means surrender. Rising means opening your heart and saying, "Yes, Lord, use me still." Rising means trusting that I can do more in your final chapters than you ever saw in your beginning ones. Think of Moses, who thought his years were behind him when I sent him to set my people free. Think of Caleb, who in his old age declared that he was still as strong as the day he first received my promise. Think of Anna, who spent her later years in the temple, and because of her faith, she was among the first to behold my son. Do you not see? The fire of heaven is not bound by age. It is bound by obedience. So rise, my chosen one. Speak with boldness. Pray with fire. Love without fear. Do not hold back, for I will make the impossible bend before you. I will make storms bow. I will make curses break, and I will make your final years burn brighter than your first. Michael and the archangels will not remain on their knees. They will ascend with new fire, and their strength will be poured into you like oil upon a flame. You will walk not in the fading of twilight, but in the rising of dawn. For when you choose me, when you surrender, I exchange your weakness for my strength, your weariness for my power, your fading light for my eternal fire. My beloved child, I call you now to rise. Do not wait. Do not doubt. Do not say it is too late. For I am the God who restores what was lost, who redeems what was wasted, who multiplies what seemed gone forever. And when you rise, the world will see not just a person, but a testimony. They will see heaven in your eyes, fire in your spirit, and my hand upon your life. So hear me one final time. The battle was about you, the window was for you, and the fire is in you. Rise, my chosen one. Rise and let the fire of heaven be released. My beloved child, you have walked with me through the hidden battle, through the cry of Michael, through the truth of your destiny, through the urgency of your window, and now into the fire of heaven that longs to be released through you. Do you see it now? Do you understand why I placed these words in your hands? You were never forgotten. You were never overlooked. Every breath you still take is proof that I preserved you for this hour. The enemy tried to silence you, but I kept you. The years tried to weary you, but I sustained you. Regret tried to bury you, but I have raised you up for such a time as this. Child, your story is not ending in shadows. It is ending in light. Your latter days will carry more weight than your former ones. Your voice will still break chains. Your prayers will still shake heaven. Your love will still heal wounds in those around you. And when your time comes to step into eternity, you will not enter empty-handed, but carrying the fruit of obedience. Souls touched, lives transformed, destinies awakened. Do not leave this moment unchanged. Hold tightly to what you have heard. Let my spirit breathe through your heart with every step you take from here. The cry of Michael has become the cry of your own soul. Rise, rise, rise. And know this, as you rise, you will not rise alone. The angels will rise with you. My spirit will rise within you. And I, your God, will walk beside you every step until the very end. Now go, my chosen one. The fire is yours.